Big deal. This is very exciting. When the Academy Award nominations were announced yesterday, a major motion picture filmed right here in Alberta took the most nominations with 12 in total. We're speaking, of course, about The Revenant. And this morning, Luke Azevedo, the Commissioner for Film, TV and Creative Industries at Calgary Economic Development, joins us with the local reaction. Good morning to you.
Hi, Jill.
And congratulations.
Well, congratulations to the cast and crew here in Alberta. They did a fantastic job on this project.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know that it was grueling conditions for filming, but truly what it took to bring this story to the big screen required a large amount of commitment. So tell us a little bit about that local involvement and how many local cast and crew were involved in the making of this movie.
Well, there was approximately 700 people that were represented or members of the local unions, guilds and associations that participated on this show, both in front and behind the camera. So our talent and crew was well represented on this project.
Yeah, well represented, as was the province, and as you mentioned off camera, it truly is a postcard for Alberta. So what percentage of what we see on the big screen was actually our backyard?
Well, Alberta was the majority of where the project was shot. Obviously, it had to go other locations. It went to BC and Montana and finished off in Argentina to get the snow. But the majority of the project was shot here in Alberta.
Yeah, and this was a job for you in that it took many years to actually get the Revenant to come and shoot here. So tell us about that process.
Well, you know, it's on these large projects that need casting and need certain type of scripting and things in place before they make a decision on where they're going. It's a constant re-education of why we're the location of choice for these kind of things. So you're in constant contact, making visits, ensuring that they stay top of mind for Alberta, and we were able to bring this one here.
Okay, and Leonardo DiCaprio has a history here in our province. Did that help you out at all?
Not specifically, but I think when you start talking about shooting locations and what would bring this project to the screen in the manner that they wanted to, him having been here on inception during a winter time and understanding the climate, the backdrop, I think potentially had some impact.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, the conditions were truly difficult to work within, but in the end, we ended up not having enough snow for them to film here, so they had to move the production.
Well, it's interesting because our cast and crew are very robust. We work in plus 30 to minus 30 weather, right. So from the perspective of what we do here in the province, it's not totally unusual, but when you're in the wilderness like that and you're in those conditions, shooting in only natural light, a variety of aspects of the way that production went, that made it more difficult, but as always, our cast and crew perseveres and comes through with flying colors and makes these amazing projects that we're now seeing the results. So.
Yes, and our congratulations to the local cast and crew who worked on the project. It truly is stunning. What were your thoughts on the movie?
Fantastic. I think it has, you know, it really does portray Alberta in a great way, and I thought the storyline was great in my opinion. So I'm anticipating that we're going to see some awards come Oscar night.
Yes, and we love to have the Academy Awards with a link right here at home. And speaking of the future of film, the Film Centre is on the horizon. And on top of that, with the way the Canadian dollar is, do you anticipate or do you feel hopeful that that could attract more productions here to Alberta? Well,
there's three types of things that they look at when they're trying to pick the location of choice for a project. First and foremost, incentives, and the Canadian dollar is helping everybody across the country right now. Secondly, it's you know, infrastructure. What have you got here that they can actually utilize? And the Film Centre will go a long ways towards that.
Right.
And then thirdly, and the most important, is what's your crew and your talent depth. So we obviously have all three of those things in place. We've been working diligently with our government, who's been very supportive of the industry and continues to be. So we're hoping that's going to put us in a position where we become more globally competitive in the future. And all of these things, creating this diversity economy with film and television, fits very well with Calgary's economic strategy and positions us to be a sector of growth that we're hoping will be seen by our government as an area of support and brings us to the next level. So growth is really what we're looking at, but we want to do it in the appropriate way and create a sustainable long-term sector.
Yeah, and the Academy Award nominations would help along with that, for sure. A healthy business is what we like to see, and exciting certainly as well. Congratulations again. If you have not seen The Revenant on the big screen, it is just a poetic, beautiful piece of art, and fun to kind of pinpoint some of those things that you can identify here at home as well. And